Hey guys, CoCo, and we're here for update 19 on Cosmic Aliens. And so on update 18, I basically had a playable version of the asteroid shower, and now what I've done is I've actually integrated the asteroid shower into the game. I've made a couple of initial decisions on how it's going to happen and how it's going to work, and this, of course, this may change with more play testing, but as of right now, after you clear 2 rounds of aliens, before you go to your 3rd round, you're going to be intercepted by the asteroid shower, and that's going to take you to that screen. When you're in the asteroid shower screen, I've made some initial decisions that are going to say this round is going to last for roughly 2 minutes. So your first objective is just to survive and not lose all of your lives. For bonus points, UFOs do fly by, and if you shoot and destroy the UFOs, you will get the point value of those UFOs. And then finally, if you survive the entire round and it reaches the end of the clock timer, you're going to get an additional bonus based on the number of UFOs you killed. So it'll be that number times 100. So kill 1 UFO, get 100 points. Kill 2, get 200. And then you'll see all of that information, and then it'll take you right back to wave 3 of the aliens, and it'll keep going. So right before you get to your 3rd wave, you're going to have an asteroid shower. So let's go ahead and see if I can get one and if I can clear one. Now, right now, this routine is still pretty fast. I don't hate it, but based on some lessons I've learned in doing the doing the asteroid shower, I like the idea of having my logic only have to look for one thing and not 5 things. So this whole 4 next loop thing is going away. I've already got an idea on how to create some master tables to where I don't have to check against every object. I only have to check against whatever object might be in the same spot as my laser. So mentally, I've known all along that's what I needed to do. I just wasn't ready to bite the bullet and figure it out. And enough time has gone by and enough proof of concept by doing the asteroid shower that the speed boost is there. So I think I know how to do it. And so between now and version 20, there's going to be a major rewrite to how objects are placed and how some master tables are updated. And that should improve collision detection throughout the entire game because it's going to be consistent. And then it should increase speed throughout the entire game because we're now only really checking for a few things. So the laser beam is only going to be checking for one of a few things. It's going to check for a bomb, it's going to check for an alien, and it's going to check for a UFO and then an asteroid. So technically 4 things. So every cycle it'll check for 4 things, but it won't have to do those in a 4 next loop. And I think it's going to be faster. In my mind, I think it's faster, and once I try it, I'm pretty sure it will be. So these little boogers are here. So I just need to see if I can clear 2 waves and get to an asteroid shower, and hopefully survive the asteroid shower and show you what that looks like. Alright, down to the last wild stallion here. Come on, brother. Let me shoot you. Come here, let me shoot you, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Sit still, man. Alright, so we're going to be able to do this. Alright, we have cleared wave 1. And now we need to clear. He must have moved at the last stinking minute because I was waiting for an explosion to register there. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to this laser beam to move a heck of a lot faster when those new changes are implemented. Sneaky little slippery SOB. Alright, we're down to 2. We are down to 2. Come on. Come on, man. Yeah, and if I get enough speed increase, I might add a 2nd bomb or more bombs, because that will make the game definitely more challenging when you have more bombs to try to tiptoe through. Suffering succotash. I got 1 life left to live. One of the things I noticed in the asteroid shower phase was that I really needed to be checking for the occasion of an extra life, and in the process of having to implement that, I actually found another slight speed boost to the main game loop, because the way it was going before, the main game loop was checking your score against the extra life score every cycle, and that's just one unnecessary boom. And there it is. I got my extra life, which I needed to be able just to stay alive in this room here. So yeah, before in the original Aliens round, in that game loop, it was comparing your score against the extra life score every single loop. Son of a bitch! Alright. Alright, so let me turn this down because it's just driving me crazy. So, this is what I hate about making frickin' videos while I'm trying to play a game. I'm rage quitting right now. So, I was trying to say something and frickin' got confused and distracted. Yes. So, when I was in the asteroid shower, I realized that because I'm here for a while and because my life resources are limited, there might be a chance that by hitting a few of these UFOs, I might get enough points to gain an extra life. And because I'm trapped in here and there's lots of rocks falling and I can lose lives very quickly, the need to replenish those lives became very obvious to me. And then I realized, well, heck, I'm only checking for an extra life in my main Aliens game loop, because that was the game. That was the game. The game only had one loop, and it was you and aliens, right? So it was checking for that loop. Now, I had to move it around a few places to check for extra life. So now it only checks for an extra life whenever points are awarded. So if you hit a bomb, part of the bomb routine to award bomb points will then check for, yes, I've added points to your score, and if your score is equal or greater than the extra life meter, then give you an extra life. So it does that on bombs, it does that on aliens, and now it also does it on UFOs. So I've actually moved the loop out to only make that check when points are being applied, where previously it was checking your score against the high score constantly, and honestly it only needs to check it anytime you add more to the score, because if it wasn't true before, it's not going to be true again unless more points are added. So what that does is that's actually given me a slight speed boost in the actual main aliens routine. Now, just for cramps and giggles, I am going to try to make it to the end of the asteroids round and see if I can show you that screen. If I was smart, I probably would have like screenshotted the screen or something like that, but I'm not smart. All right, so now I've got to play through it. Now, I was smart enough before when I was testing the asteroid shower to make the game over go straight to asteroids round so I could just focus on playing in that round. So that's one wave. Can we shoot another wave? I'm really looking forward to this routine being sped up even more. The ability to, you see right there, I just got my extra life. And you notice that it did that check right after I shot the alien. So, damn it, you son of a bitch. Get away from me. Right, he was right on my buttocks. Alright, so, extra life came in handy. Good. Damn it. I just realized something. I need to fix something to reset the aliens, because I've made a few changes there too. I'm recycling a lot of routines, and I'm recycling the spaceship movement and shot routine from the aliens loop in the asteroids loop. Okay, we are here. We're here. I'm not going to get that asteroid, but that's okay. Let's get up. Let's get over. I'm wondering if the ability to move this high makes this round too easy. I think this round is still challenging enough. Okay. Nice. Son of a biscuit. Not going to hit you. Not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Alright, I need to fix some of that logic. Nice. You see? I just got an extra life in the middle of the asteroids round, which is very, very important. Son of a bitch! I need to survive this round so you can see what happens when it runs out of the timer. I lost track, but I think I hit at least 3 UFOs. Dang it. Which means my bonus right now should be at least 300 for my UFO bonus. Ooh. and I do need to work on that. You survived. You got to fix that music a little bit, but yeah, you survived, and I got a UFO bonus of 300. So what's happening now in the asteroid shower is that you are put in this pressure cooker. You've got to stay alive for roughly 2 minutes. You've got to avoid getting pummeled by the falling rocks, and you do also want to try to get points, and that's where the greed factor comes in. Human nature and greed kick in. We are trying to shoot some UFOs, and so you get rewarded during the phase for whatever face value you get for destroying the UFO ships, and that point value is anywhere between 200 to 1,000 points, completely random. And then at the end of the round, if you do survive, depending on how many UFOs you did manage to kill, you'll get a second bonus, that number times 100. So right now I think this is kind of cool. This is kind of fun. It's a little bit playable. What it needs now is more optimizing. And honestly, this game has all of the core gameplay elements now except for one more round. The other round that I had, game over. The other round that I had was a round where you had a certain amount of time to just shoot UFOs. It was a UFO phase, and they just flew by, and you had so much time to hit as many UFOs as you could, just for points, for grins and giggles, as we say. And so I think I will implement that phase because that was in the original. And at this point I have included most of the core elements of the original game, and we're now in August, and we are roughly 30 days. So we've got like 40 days until VCF Midwest. I'm in August. I'm pretty sure that this game will kind of sort of be done this month in August, and then of course there would be the never-ending tuning and tweaking, but the core gameplay of the alien rounds, that's already pretty much done. The asteroid shower has now been implemented, and in a way I like the asteroid shower now better because you can move up and down. And then the bonus round. Matter of fact, the only thing I'm not going to be able to implement just yet was kind of a blitz thing that came through that was called kamikaze attack. But on the original Tandy 1000 version, the computer was so fast and the game had so much reserve time in the cycles that I actually had to slow down the aliens, and I was using a real-time clock counter to slow down the aliens. I wouldn't update an alien loop for a fraction of a second, and I was just reading time to keep the aliens there, which gave you more time to move around and allowed your laser fire to fire a lot more often. It looked like you had rapid fire. I mean, you had rapid fire, but it almost looked like you had multi-shot because you could fire so quickly your shots were just always kind of blasting, but it still only had one laser at a time. But I had so much time in the game that every now and then I said, okay, let me switch to this kamikaze phase. And then at that point I put no delay in it. It was just one or two aliens that were literally just moving super fast and just raining bombs on you. And the whole idea there was this was a random event, and if it happened, you had two choices. You either just got killed very quickly, or if you managed to kill them, you got like a 1,000-point bonus for taking out the kamikaze. Because I don't have this much spare speed in the interpreted basic version right now, I won't be able to implement that, but I think the fact that that phase is not here is not really a big deal. What ends up happening is that when you get down to the last alien, he's kind of the kamikaze because he's the fastest one, and I've already made him change shape. There are things now that I think look better than the original. I think the spaceship looks better than the original. I think the aliens look better than the original because before they were just smiley faces. I think the bombs aren't that fancy. The laser shot isn't that fancy, but the asteroid shape looked cool. The fact that the alien ships change to different ships is a new and improved feature. The fact I can move up and down is a new feature. The fact I can steer my shot is a new feature. So this version is already in a way somewhat of an enhanced version of the original, albeit a slower one. So I like it so far. I'm happy with it. And I'm going to be to that point now where I'm going to say, okay, the basic game is done. Now let's optimize. And now I have to go back and probably rewrite some core things. That's going to take a little bit more time on the coding side, so it's not going to be as fun. But I think the payoff will be better in the end because we're going to gain more performance. And I think what's going to end up happening is I'm going to have this universal game engine that can apply to all rounds. Right now I've kind of got almost like two different game engines. I've got the alien game engine and I've got the asteroid game engine, and then I just call different routines. So I call the UFO routine, that's still the same. I call the joystick routine, that's the same. I call the spaceship routine, that's the same. I call the laser routine, that's the same. However, I did have to modify the laser routine for the asteroids. So I'm thinking if I can now kind of combine these two elements into one master kind of data set, that I can have all my logic for the shot routine. I'll have enough free cycles where I can check for everything. My laser can check against a bomb, an alien, an asteroid, and a UFO, even though they might not exist in every single wave I'm on. That'll be a universal routine that I can reuse for everything, and it becomes this real easy game engine to just check for all different types of objects. And if the speed is there, and my collision detection routine now becomes faster because I'm not doing any more loops within the game loop, I'm thinking that might open up a few doors to add a few more features, but I won't know until I've reached that. So this is now technically update 19, so hopefully by update 20 will be a rewrite. So I'm going to play around with this. I might show you one more video on the version 19 if I tweak anything, but look for version 20 being a major rewrite and hopefully an optimization. And then I think at that point, and then I'm going to say, okay, well, what else can I add? Can I add one of the things I've wanted to do would be like pickups and power-ups. So do I have enough time now to think about various types of, you know, more difficult bombs or more powerful shots, or a multi-shot or something like that? So a spray shot, who knows? So if I get enough time out of it, or maybe even just more bombs falling from the aliens, we'll have to cross that bridge when the time comes. But I think we're close to completing the core gameplay of all the same elements, and then wrap. And the reason why I want to wrap this version up is, number one, I want to be able to say, okay, this is the version I'm going to show at BCF Midwest. And then number two, I'm going to need to say, okay, now I can put this project on hold, and now I can start learning assembly, because assembly is going to factor into future versions. And so I've got this whole big master plan. So this is one step on that journey. All right, I know this has been a longer video than I planned on it, but whatever. Whoever watched it, thank you for watching it, and I'm sorry it was so long. CoCo saying check out CosmicAliens.com, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye, everybody.